The aldol condensation is a common organic name reaction as far as the aldehydes and ketone molecules are concerned. If we try to analyze the name aldol, we will see here that it is actually made up of two different words. The first one is coming from the ALD part, and that represents the aldehyde. On the other hand, the OL, that is ol, actually stands for alcohol. This means whatever this condensation reaction is, the final product molecule will be aldol, and that will be a combination of some aldehyde and an alcohol. You must be knowing that what is actually meant by a condensation reaction. It is nothing but a simple combination of two chemical species, and it should be in the presence of a catalyst, which may be some acid catalyst or a base catalyst, and releasing some simple molecules such as ammonia, water, or some alcohol. Okay, so do remember, a condensation reaction will be releasing some simple molecules such as ammonia, water, or alcohol, and the two reactant molecules will be combining in this process. Okay, so I have tried here to represent a condensation reaction. You can see here if this is the first reactant molecule here, and this one here is the second reactant molecule in the presence of a catalyst. These two reactant molecules are combining, resulting in the formation of some suitable product here. And in doing so, it is also releasing some simple molecules, which may be either a molecule of water, alcohol, or ammonia. But as far as specifically talking, the aldol condensation is concerned, the simple molecule which will be going out of the reaction is water here in this case. Now regarding aldol as a product, I have just told that it is nothing but a combination of some aldehyde and an alcohol. But being from the chemistry background, we should know that what specific structure this aldol will be having. Okay, so you can see here on this side, on the right hand side, that if this is the carbonyl group here, if this is the carbonyl group here, obviously this position here is the alpha position, and this one here is the beta position. And on the beta position, you can see here the hydroxyl group is present here, such that it will become a beta hydroxyaldehyde. And you can also see here another molecular structure in which we are having a carbonyl compound, but this time it does not belongs to an aldehyde. Instead, it is a part of some ketone molecule. And once again, if we look here, if this is the alpha position with respect to the carbonyl, obviously this will be the beta position here. And on the beta, we are having the same hydroxyl group, right? So I just want to explain here that this molecule here, that is the beta hydroxyaldehyde, is actually an aldol molecule because it contains a combination of this aldehyde as well as the alcohol. But do remember, the alcohol should be present only and only on the beta position. Only in that case we can call it as an aldol molecule, right? One important thing which I want to make you understand is that if you look here in this molecule, although we are not having an aldehyde here, instead we are having a ketone. But still we will be calling such beta hydroxy ketone molecules as aldols as well, right? So in case of aldol, although ALD part stands for aldehyde, but we will be considering both, the aldehyde as well as the ketone. Okay, so let me write here the ALD part actually will be some aldehyde or even a molecule of ketone. And if on the beta position, we are having a molecule of, not molecule, but a functional group, that is OH hydroxyl or the alcohol beta hydroxy. The alcohol should be present like this. In that case, we will be calling such molecules as the aldols. Okay, so this is about the products here. This means that the final product will be some aldol product, and it can be either a beta hydroxyaldehyde or a beta hydroxy ketone. Now we should also be knowing here that what type of reactants will be there as far as the aldol condensation is concerned. Okay, so you can see here the reaction could either start from the aldehyde molecules. So here is the first aldehyde molecule and here is the second aldehyde molecule. But the thing is that both these aldehyde molecules should be same here, right? Only in that case it will be known as an aldol condensation. Otherwise, let us say if we are having two different kinds of aldehydes or two different kinds of ketones, or let us say one aldehyde and the second one is the ketone, in that case the aldol condensation is known as the cross aldol condensation. Okay, so here are the reactant molecules. We can either start from some aldehyde molecules or from some ketone molecules, but do remember they should be same here. I mean same molecule, same two molecules should be taken, and in the presence of a catalyst, of course, because it is a condensation reaction. And let me also write here that it can be either a basic catalyst or an acid type of catalyst. Okay, so I will also be writing here on the reaction which I have shown below in case of the ketone molecules that the catalyst can be either a base catalyst or it can be a acid catalyzed reaction, right? So once again, the aldol as a product will be what? It will be a combination of some aldehyde and an alcohol on the beta position, or it can be either a ketone plus some alcohol or a hydroxyl group on the beta position, right? So once again, I want to repeat here that the molecules of the aldehyde or of the ketones should be same here. If the molecules of aldehydes and the ketones in this reaction, they are not same, we won't be calling it as a normal aldol condensation, but instead that will become a cross aldol type of reaction. I will be preparing another lecture on the cross aldol type of reaction, but as far as this particular topic is concerned, that is the aldol condensation, we will be ignoring the cross aldol type of condensation here in this case. Okay, so after that, now let us see what essential requirements are there as far as the aldol condensation is concerned. Okay, so you can see here I have written that the presence of alpha hydrogen atoms is like an essential requirement as far as the aldol condensation is concerned. Okay, so we will be trying to understand this thing, that what actually alpha hydrogen atoms are and why they are important and why they are required in some aldol type of condensation, and what will happen if the alpha hydrogen atoms are not there. Will it be not possible for the aldol condensation to carry out, or what will be there, right? So we will try to see. So before that, let me write here that if the reactant molecules, let us say this one here and this one, they are having alpha hydrogen atoms, in that case we will be getting the aldol product in the presence of some acid or a base catalyst, right? And in some reactant molecules, if the alpha hydrogen atoms are absent, in that case the aldol condensation won't be taking place, right? So obviously we can write here that yes, the presence of alpha hydrogen atoms is a must condition for the aldol condensation to take place, right? So now let us have a look what actually alpha hydrogen atoms are. So on my left hand side on your screen, you can see here this is a molecule of aldehyde, and I can also name it this aldehyde as this is what, if you look carefully, it is having 2 carbon atoms, so it is nothing, it is actually a molecule of acetaldehyde. It is a molecule of acetaldehyde, and on this side, I mean the right hand side of your screen, this is a ketone, and if you look closely here, this is nothing, this is a molecule of acetone. Okay, so starting from the carbonyl, I mean this carbonyl group here, you will see that this position here, I mean this carbon atom adjacent to the carbonyl is the alpha carbon atom. And even in this case, we are having 2 alpha carbon atoms. The first one is on the left hand side and the second one here is on the right hand side. So obviously the hydrogen atoms that are being linked to this alpha carbon atom, these will be known as the alpha hydrogen atoms, right? So the acetaldehyde molecule, we can see here that it is having 1, 2, and 3 alpha hydrogen atoms. On the other hand, the ketone here on the right hand side, it is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 alpha hydrogen atoms. Okay, so the main thing is that only such kind of aldehydes or ketones which are having alpha hydrogen atoms, only they can give the aldol type of condensation reaction. Otherwise, in some aldehyde or a ketone molecule, such as the benzaldehyde, let me draw here the structure of benzaldehyde. So it will be having a benzene ring here, to which one C double bond OH group is attached, right? So you will see here on this carbon atom, which is the alpha carbon atom here, no hydrogen, I mean the alpha hydrogen atom is present, right? So if we will be trying to carry out aldol condensation in case of this benzaldehyde, let me write here, this is a molecule of benzaldehyde. So obviously this won't be giving the aldol type of condensation. And if, let us say, I am trying to carry out the aldol condensation for this type of ketone on both sides of the carbonyl, let us say the two R groups are two benzene rings, such as this molecule here. The name is benzophenone. Okay, this is a type of a ketone, and the name is benzophenone, right? So obviously this is having two alpha carbon atoms. You can see here, this is the first alpha carbon atom here, and this is the second alpha carbon atom here, right? So both these alpha carbon atoms here, in case of benzophenone, they are not having any alpha hydrogen atoms. So once again, because it lacks alpha hydrogen atom, so this won't be giving the aldol condensation either, right? So this is the importance, this is the significance of the alpha hydrogen atoms, without which any aldehyde or a ketone molecule cannot give the aldol condensation, right? So now, okay, here are some examples of the aldol condensation as a reaction. So you can see here, this is a molecule of acetaldehyde. This is a molecule of acetaldehyde. Because we are talking about the aldol condensation and not about the cross aldol condensation. So obviously both the first as well as the second molecule of the aldehyde or of the ketone, they should be same here, right? So you can see here, even this is also a molecule of acetaldehyde, right? So this is the case of the aldehydes, and you can see here the second reaction in which the first molecule as well as the second molecule is same here, and what it is, you can easily recognize this ketone here is what, okay, I have written here the word, the alphabet K here, I'm sorry. So this is a molecule of acetone, right? So let me write here, this is the aldol reaction in between the first molecule of acetone, and here you can see this is the second molecule of acetone, right? So in the presence of some catalyst, the reaction will take place, and what it will be giving is some aldol product, which is nothing, which is a beta hydroxyaldehyde or some beta hydroxy ketone, right? So obviously in case of the aldehyde, this is the first case here, this is the case of the aldehydes, we will be having alpha and this is the beta position. On beta we are having a hydroxyl group, so this is what, this is the beta hydroxyaldehyde, right? And in case of ketones, that is the second reaction here, we are once again having, this is the alpha position here, and this one here is the beta. On the beta, once again we are having the hydroxyl group, so this is what, this is the beta hydroxy, and this time we are having a ketone as a functional group here, right? So let me write here, this is the beta hydroxy ketone molecule. Okay, so both of these products here, whether it is the beta hydroxyaldehyde or the beta hydroxy ketone, these are what, these are the aldol products here, right? And you will also see here that as far as the aldol condensation is concerned, this is actually resulting in the formation of a carbon and a carbon bond, right? So you can see here, this is the carbon atom, and here is the carbon atom of the second acetaldehyde molecule. So this new bond formation is taking place because of the aldol condensation. In the same way, in the second case here, that is in case of ketones, the new bond formation, that is this new bond formation is taking place in between the carbon atom of the first ketone molecule, and here is the second carbon atom of the second ketone molecule. Okay, if we try to generalize that what type of carbon-carbon bond formation is there in case of aldol condensation, we can say here that the carbon-carbon bond formation is actually taking place in between the alpha carbon atom. This is the alpha carbon atom of one of the aldehyde molecule and the carbonyl carbon atom of the second aldehyde molecule, right? So I have shown you people here that the new bond formation, it will be in between the alpha carbon atoms of one of the reactant molecule with the carbonyl carbon of the second reactant molecule. We can generalize this thing. Always in aldol condensation, the new carbon-carbon bond formation will be in between the alpha carbon atom. This is the alpha carbon atom of the one reactant, and then this is the carbonyl carbon of the second reactant molecule. In the same way, this is the alpha carbon atom of this reactant molecule. So, and this is the carbonyl carbon of the other reactant molecule. So what will happen is that the bond formation, the new carbon-carbon bond formation will be there in between these two carbon atoms. In the same way, the new bond formation, that is the carbon and the carbon bond formation, will be there in between these two carbon atoms here, right? So I have shown you here that this new bond formation will be in between the alpha carbon and the carbonyl carbon atom, right? So here are the examples of the aldol condensation. And after that, it is time to talk about the mechanism part. And we are discussing from the very beginning that we can have both type of reactions, both type of mechanisms are possible here. It can be either a base catalyzed mechanism or it can be either an acid catalyzed type of mechanism, right? So first of all, let us talk about the base catalyzed mechanism. So you can see here, this is the molecule of aldehyde. We are starting this mechanism from some aldehyde, and you can also see here that the base is lying here, right? The first step will be what here, that the base will be abstracting the alpha hydrogen atoms. This is the alpha carbon atom, and all these hydrogen atoms, I mean this one here, as well as this one, these all are the alpha hydrogen atoms, right? So what the base can do here is it can abstract any of these alpha hydrogen atoms. Let us say that this is abstracting this alpha hydrogen atom. Obviously this abstraction of the hydrogen will be in the form of a proton, right? So this hydrogen here will be released from the molecule of acetaldehyde in the form of H positive or a proton, right? In doing so, it will be leaving both the electrons, I mean this electron here as well as this electron here of this bond in between the carbon and the hydrogen to the carbon, right? So you can see here the carbon here is having the first electron as well as the second electron of that bond, which initially was there in between the carbon and the hydrogen, right? So in doing so, what will happen is that the carbon here will now be having a formal negative charge, and you already know that we used to call such species as the carbanions, right? So the first step here is what, that is the formation of a carbanionic species in the base catalyzed type of mechanism, right? And after that, you will see here that the carbanion here is resonance stabilized. And how it is resonance stabilized, by the way, that these electrons, these extra electrons here, they can jump in between this carbon and carbon atom, resulting in the formation of this pi bond here, right? And in doing so, because the tetravalency of carbon has to be maintained, what will happen is this weak pi bond will be cleaved, giving the electrons onto the oxygen atom in this way here, so that now this will be a single bond, and moreover one negative charge will be there on the oxygen, right? So whatever carbon ion will be generated here by the action of this base on the first molecule of the aldehyde, which is acetaldehyde in this case, it will be resulting in the formation of a carbon ion, and that is resonance stabilized, right? So one important thing which I want to add here is that just imagine if these alpha hydrogen atoms are absent here. In the absence of these alpha hydrogen atoms, this first step here won't be possible, of course, right? So this is a good way to make you understand that why that the alpha hydrogen atoms are like an essential requirement for the aldol condensation, right? So this must be clear to you now that if the alpha hydrogen atoms are not there in case of the starting reactant molecules, the first step here won't be possible. And of course, if the first step is not possible, the rest of the mechanism, the rest of the reaction won't be taking place, right? So this is the significance of the alpha hydrogen atoms in case of the aldol condensation, right? So you can see here that the alpha hydrogen atoms are like an essential requirement for the aldol condensation. I think it is very clear from this representation here, right? And now, after the formation as well as the resonance stabilization of this carbon ion, you can see here that here is lying the second molecule of the reactant. And once again, let me say here that it will be the same molecule of the acetaldehyde, because we are talking about the aldol condensation and not about the cross aldol condensation, right? In cross aldol condensation, the two different aldehydes can be taken here, right? So the next step is what here, that the carbon ion formed here in the first step will be acting as the nucleophile, because you can see here this carbon atom is having a negative charge. And when a carbon atom is having a negative charge, it can act as a potential nucleophile. On the other hand, the second molecule of acetaldehyde, it will be acting as the electrophilic species. The reason being, oxygen here being more electronegative, it will be attracting the electrons towards itself. So a partial negative charge is developed here on the oxygen, and obviously an opposite and a partial positive charge will be developed here on this carbon atom. So this carbon atom here can be acting as the electrophilic species here. Obviously, if we are having some nucleophile and some electrophile in the same reaction, the best possibility here is what, that the nucleophile will be attacking on the electrophile, and that I have shown here in the next slide. You can see here the carbon ion is attacking here on the carbonyl carbon of the second acetaldehyde molecule. This is nothing, once again, this is a simple nucleophilic electrophilic interaction here. So after the attack of the nucleophile on this carbonyl carbon, what will happen is that the weak pi electrons will be shifting onto the oxygen in this way, giving this as the single bond and a negative charge on the oxygen. In doing so, it will also be resulting in the formation of a new bond in between the carbon, I mean this carbon atom, as well as this carbon atom of the second acetaldehyde molecule, which you can see here, right? So the next step is what here, that the oxygen negative will now be abstracting a proton from the solvent, that is water in this case, right? You must be knowing that the water molecules are what, they are amphoteric in nature. This means they can act as an acid as well as a base depending upon the reaction conditions. And in this case, the water molecule is acting as an acid, that because it is giving one H positive ion to this oxygen negative here, right? Resulting in the generation of OH as a functional group here, right? So moreover, in doing so, it will also be releasing a hydroxide ion, because when the H positive is going out from here, it will be giving what, it will be giving this hydroxide ion in this process, right? So if you look here on this final molecule, this is what, this is the alpha position here with respect to this carbonyl group, and this one here is the beta position, and on the beta we are having what? We are having a hydroxyl group, right? So I can easily write here that this is nothing, this is a beta hydroxy, and this is what here? This is my aldehyde, so it will be my beta hydroxy aldehyde molecule, and beta hydroxy aldehydes are nothing, these are actually the aldol molecules, right? So this is how the base catalyzed reaction will be giving the aldol molecule as the final product, in which both the aldehyde as well as the alcohol molecules are present together. So now let us move further and see what is there in case of the acid catalyzed mechanism. So I want to show the acid catalyzed mechanism from some ketone molecule. So here is the first ketone molecule, it is the acetone, and obviously the conditions are acidic here. So you can see here I have shown one H positive ion on this arrow, right? If I say to you that what should be the possible interaction here in between the H positive and the first molecule of this ketone here, I hope that you must be thinking that this H positive will be going to protonate the oxygen because it is having two extra lone pairs, right? You can see here this is the first lone pair and here is the second lone pair. So this H positive will be going to protonate the oxygen of the ketone molecule, resulting in the generation of this type of protonated carbonyl compound, right? And before going further, I want to add here that this is the carbonyl group here, and obviously this is the alpha position, and all these hydrogen atoms present on the alpha carbon atom, these are the alpha hydrogens, right? The next step which will be taking place here is what it is the tautomerism, and how this tautomerism is taking place, that one of the H positive is going out from this keto form in this way here. I mean shifting of this bond from here to here, giving a double bond here, which you can see on this side. This will be leading to the formation of one new pi bond, and moreover this will also be shifting from here to here, because you can see here that the oxygen is having a positive charge. Being electronegative, it is not happy to have a positive charge, so the best thing that it can do is it can attract the pi electrons towards itself in this fashion here, giving tautomerism type of phenomena, right? So when this will be shifting here on this side, this will be going from here to this side, and doing so it will be resulting in the formation of a double bond here, and this will be becoming a single bond and a hydroxyl group here, right? And obviously the proton, that is this H positive, is going out, which you can see here, it is lying on this side, right? And if you try to recognize this thing, this species here, you will see that because it is containing one double bond, which means an ene here, one double bond means ene, and one hydroxyl here, which means it is an ol here. So it is nothing, it is actually the enol type of form, that is ene plus ol here, right? So the tautomerism is giving the enolic form from the keto form. It is present here, that is the keto form here, and how it is all happening under the presence of the acidic conditions here, right? So before going further, it is very important to explain that once again in case of the acid catalyzed mechanism, you can see here that what important role the alpha hydrogen atoms are playing here, right? So just imagine that if these alpha hydrogen atoms are not present, this type of tautomerism and this type of enolic form formation won't be possible, right? So it is important to show you people here that in the absence, it is that same thing which I have just told you, that in the absence of alpha hydrogens, this type of tautomerism won't be possible. And that is why the alpha hydrogen atoms are very, very essential for the aldol type of condensation, right? And at this point, I'm quite obvious here that you people might understand that why the alpha hydrogen atoms are very important if we want to carry out the aldol condensation in case of the aldehydes or the ketone molecules, right? So we are now talking about the acid catalyzed mechanism, and you have just seen that how under acidic conditions the keto form will be converted into the enolic form, right? And this all here is happening to the first molecule of ketone, right? So you can see here we are having the second molecule of ketone, it is lying here, and obviously under acidic conditions this will also be protonated. So you can see here under acidic conditions, after protonation it will be resulting in the formation of a similar type of intermediate, right? The next thing that will happen here is that the enolic form can act as a nucleophile because it is having this type of lone pairs on this oxygen atom, which can shift here in this way here, such that the pi electrons they can attack in the form of a nucleophile, right? On the other hand, the second ketone molecule, after being protonated by the acidic conditions, it is giving what? It is giving this type of electrophilic species here, right? So what will happen is that when these electrons will be shifting here in between the oxygen and the carbon, these pi electrons will be attacking in the form of a nucleophile on this carbonyl carbon of the second ketone molecule after it is being protonated, right? So because of this nucleophilic electrophilic type of interaction, once again a new bond formation will be there in between the carbon of the first reactant molecule, the alpha carbon atom of the first reactant molecule, and the carbonyl carbon of the second acetone molecule. And here you can see this is the new bond formation here, right? And obviously when these electrons will be shifting onto the oxygen, it will become what? It will become a single bond, and in doing so this positive charge here on the oxygen, it will be dispersed, resulting in the generation of a hydroxyl group here, right? And finally what is going to happen here is that the oxygen here is having a positive charge. So to get rid of this positive charge, the best thing which it can do here is it can release a proton from itself in this way, right? And after the proton is being released from here, it will be resulting in the formation of a carbon double bond oxygen, means a normal carbonyl group, right? So from this carbonyl group here, if I start assigning the adjacent carbon atoms, you will see here that this is the alpha position and this one here is the beta position. And because on the beta position we are having a hydroxyl group here, and on this side we are having a keto group here. So this is nothing, this is actually our beta hydroxy ketone molecule, right? And the beta hydroxy ketones are nothing, these are actually the aldol molecules. This means that the acid catalyzed mechanism will be proceeding in this way, resulting in the formation of this as the final aldol product molecule, which is what? Which is the beta hydroxy ketone, because we are starting from the ketone molecules here, right? So now I want to show you here a comparison of the acid catalyzed as well as the base catalyzed mechanism. As far as the acid catalyzed reaction is concerned, you can see here that the two molecules of acetone under acidic conditions were giving what? The beta hydroxy ketone or the aldol, this as the product, right? On the other hand, in case of the base catalyzed reaction, the presence of a base here, and when the reactants was the acetaldehyde molecule, it was resulting in the formation of this as the aldol product, which is what? Which is the beta hydroxy aldehyde. Okay. One very important difference in between the acid catalyzed and the base catalyzed mechanism is that as far as the basic conditions are concerned, the reaction will simply stop here at this stage. This means starting from the aldehyde molecule, what we will be getting is the beta hydroxy aldehyde, that is also known as the aldol product here, right? And the reaction will simply stop here at the aldol stage. This means we will be having the aldol as the final product in our hands, right? On the other hand, in case of the acid catalyzed reaction conditions, the reaction won't be stopping here at the aldol stage. This means that if we are using the acidic conditions, we won't be getting the aldol as the final product in our hands, right? So what is going to happen here? whatever aldol product will be formed here under acidic conditions, it will proceed further. The reaction will be going further without stopping here at this stage. And let us see how this reaction will be taking place, right? Because you can see here the conditions are acidic. So what will happen is that in the presence of H positive ions, this hydroxyl group of the aldol product will be protonated in this way here, right? So you might be knowing that this HOH, in which the oxygen is having a positive charge, it is actually a sort of a good leaving group here. It is a sort of a good leaving group here. So what will happen is that it will be taking the electrons with the oxygen atom, and it will be going out from this molecule, resulting in the formation of this type of intermediate in which the carbon here will now be having a positive charge. Once again, I repeat that the HOH in this form is actually a very good leaving group. It will be taking both the electrons, I mean this electron here as well as this electron here, with the oxygen atom, so that the water molecule will be going out from this reaction, and in doing so it will be creating a positive charge here on this carbon atom. And the next step that will be happening here is the release of a proton from this position. You can see here the proton is going out, and eventually what will happen is that after the loss of a proton, a double bond a double bond will be generated here in between this carbon atom and this carbon atom. And we can say here that the driving force for this step is what? It is the extended conjugation, which you can see here in this product molecule. We are having a double bond here, then a single bond, followed by one more double bond here, right? And if you look here, this is the alpha position, this one here is the beta position, and it is nothing. It is some sort of alpha beta unsaturated ketone molecule, right? So once again, I want to add here that the biggest difference in between the acid catalyzed and the base catalyzed mechanism is what? That in case of base catalyzed reaction, the reaction will be stopping here at this aldol stage, because once this aldol product is formed here, it cannot react with the basic conditions which are persisting in this reaction. Okay, so aldol will remain aldol here, and it will not be giving any further reaction, and we will be able to extract this aldol as the final product molecule, right? On the other hand, in case the conditions are acidic in nature, the aldol initially formed that will not be stopping here, and the reaction will proceed further under acidic conditions, giving what? Giving this kind of alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, right? So in nutshell, we can say here that under basic conditions, we will be having the aldol as the final product molecule. On the other hand, under acidic conditions, once the aldol product is formed here, that will be further reacting with the acidic conditions, resulting in the formation of some sort of alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. Okay, but one more thing which is interesting here is that it is not like that the aldol product which is formed here under the basic conditions, it cannot be converted into this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, right? So it is possible that whatever aldol product which we have got here under the basic conditions, if in that aldol product we provide the acidic conditions, what will happen is a similar type of reaction will take place, resulting in the conversion of this aldol product, I mean this one here, into alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound as the final product molecule, right? So this is like a main difference between the acidic and the basic conditions, right? So one last thing which is left here is that what is the significance of this aldol condensation which we are discussing from the past half an hour, right? So you can see here that the aldol condensation, I will be going back to the previous slide, and I want to show you here that we can have the generation of alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds from the aldol condensation, right? So because we are talking about the significance here, the significance is what? That whatever alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds are being generated from the aldol condensation, they are actually synthetically important. And let us see how these are synthetically important. If we provide the oxidizing type of reaction conditions to these alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, you will see here that the aldehyde group here, it can be converted or it can be oxidized into a carboxylic group here, right? So that we can have some alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid from this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, right? In the same way, carrying out the reduction of such kind of alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds which we are getting from the aldol condensation, what we can do is we can reduce the aldehyde group into the alcohol, right? So that we will be having the alpha beta unsaturated alcohol molecules in our hand, right? So we can say here that the main significance of this aldol condensation is what, that it is a synthetically important type of organic name reaction which can provide us with alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes, alpha beta unsaturated ketone molecules, as well as the alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acids and the alcohols, right? So this is it. Thank you so much.